Hey, yo, welcome back to The Edge. This is your man Kamikaze, the OG, and I'm here today with one of the movers and shakers in the city of Jackson, and we're going to talk to him about all the fantastic things he's got going on. This is my man Garrett Lee. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Man, I appreciate you being here, man.
Yes,
but look, you are with the Margaret Walker Alexander Center, Jackson State University. Talk about what you do there, you know, what your title is, and in what capacity, you know, you're doing some of the great things that are going on at that center over there.
So I'm a graduate assistant at the Margaret Walker Alexander Center. Our main project is digitizing Margaret Walker's collection that she donated, or that her estate donated upon her death. So we've been scanning her journals and letters and things like that. So, you know, I've held in my hand letters that Richard Wright wrote to her in the 1940s.
Right.
I mean, it's just insane, you know. But beyond that, we're an archive and a museum. So kind of our mission is to document and help disseminate the African American experience of the 20th century. And Margaret Walker kind of started that when she started the Institute on campus back in the 70s.
Now, what drew you to the Margaret Walker Center, and what path did you take to do what you're doing right now?
My passion as far as academics goes has always been civil rights and black power history. So I just finished my master's degree in history at Jackson State. My thesis was on tracing the roots of the black power movement through the Mississippi civil rights movement. So I always tell people that when I was 15 years old, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X and just never looked back. And that was, you know, so any kind of freedom struggle, you know, I expanded that into like the, you know, different African freedom struggles against colonialism and things like that. So finding ways that we can think of those methods and tactics and put them into freedom struggles that exist in the present.
As a white guy, and everybody can see he is a white guy, do you oftentimes get people who say that it's strange or find it strange, or you get crazy looks because, as you know, a white, you know, as a Caucasian being so engulfed in the civil rights struggle, you know, what's that like? Do you ever get the crazy stares and the crazy questions?
Yeah, it's funny. You get that a lot, especially, you know, when you tell people you work and go to school at Jackson State. The work that I do in the history, I trace that back to something that Stokely Carmichael wrote with Charles Hamilton in the book Black Power and the Politics of Liberation. And when Black Power kind of came on the scene in the late 60s, it's, you know, the question became, well, what do these white people have been fighting for civil rights do? How do they fit in? So what Stokely said was that white people need to educate themselves and then take that into their community. Because, you know, racism is this double-headed kind of thing. It exists, but it also power is given to it by the people that allow it to exist without doing anything within either community. It's not just a black issue, it's not just a white issue, you know. So I use that. I think I do a little bit more in the black community maybe than Stokely had anticipated. But part of that is enriching my own knowledge and empowering myself. Because if somebody, you know, if I'm sitting in the chair at the doctor's office and somebody's like, well, how do you go to Jackson State, or why are you doing civil rights? Well, that gives me a 5-minute opportunity usually to say what I need to say in the vein of what Stokely had intended for white people's.
I talk real quick. You write a column, you know, about hip hop music, you know, in the city of Jackson, the state of Mississippi, called the Key of G for the Jackson Free Press, and you're also involved in this event called Back to Basics. Talk about that real quick.
The Key of G, you know, for the Jackson Free Press, they came to me. It's been about a year now that I started doing some freelance assignments with the idea that I would eventually get a column. So about November, December, they said, okay, we're ready to give you your column. You can write about whatever you want to write about. It'll be every 2 weeks, do about half of it at least, local stuff. So, you know, just with my involvement in the hip hop scene and the things I do, the friendships I've made, you know, my column's usually about hip hop. It's 90% of the stuff I've written is about hip hop. And to me, that's a way of, I think, you know, we talk a lot about unifying the scene, and I also think the other side of that is kind of legitimizing it. So there's a lot of people that I've covered that normally wouldn't get coverage in the paper. Somebody like Fifth Child, Rashad Street, Kobe Umayyah, people like that, Pi Infamous. You know, those kind of guys might not get covered in the Free Press unless they had a voice there. So I try to act as the voice for that, you know, for that community and kind of the people I run with, you know, the circle I run with. And then as far as Back to Basics, that's a monthly event we do at Suite 106. After I had done a show in December at Martin's, a big hip hop show, kind of put together this Christmas jam. Jason, Pi Infamous, came up to me and said, would you help me start doing this Back to Basics? Basically with the idea of providing a venue for people to perform, kind of like with what goes on at Dreams here, is like just offering more venues. It's more, legitimizing, giving people places to perform.
Man, we're glad that you're doing that. We want you to keep doing it, and we want to thank you, of course, for being a part of the Edge, man, being a part of this Movers and Shakers segment, man. Garrett Lee, definitely moving, definitely shaking in the city of Jackson, man. This is your man Kamikaze the OG. This is the Edge. Hey, yo, what's up? This is your man Kamikaze the OG. This is the Edge, and this is you guys checking out this next video. Hey, yo, what's up? This is your man Kamikaze. I want to thank all of y'all, man, for joining us for another great episode of the Edge. I had to straighten this dude T.I. back here, you know what I'm saying? He tried to get real fly on my show, you know what I'm saying? Joe, hurry up and come back, man, because, you know what I'm saying, we can't deal with these highfalutin rap stars, you know what I'm talking about? If y'all want to get in touch with the show, as always, you can reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Edge Videos, or you can tweet us. We're on Twitter at The Edge Videos, man. Get at us. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you think about the show as well. We're going to see you guys next week. Same station, same time. This is your man. We signing off for the Edge. All right?
Go.